Yes. Good evening, good evening, good evening. It's Thursday night, and I am Lucas Sebastian, and
Dr. Thompson Fontaine.
And Emmanuel Loblack.
yes, and welcome to Sports Wrap. As usual, we'll start give God praise, thanks, and praise. We will have Pastor Rodney to lead us in prayer. Pastor Rodney, take it away, please.
Lord, you're a good God, and your mercies endures forever. I thank you for today, and I thank you for the blessings of today. I thank you, Lord, that you have undertaken for us, and you protect and preserve us. Now I ask that you will go before us, and you will do for us what we can't do for ourselves. That, Father God, you will lead us into a path where we will, oh God, reflect your righteousness. I ask today that you will bless Sports Wrap, that you will cause, Father God, the hosts to be inspired, to be informed as they pass the information on to the listening public. And that, Father God, as they address issues and they speak about matters, Father God, that others will be enlightened. Thank you for causing them, Father God, to do that which you have allowed them to do in a good way that will enhance our community. Bless every listener and cause every one of us together to work towards the good of our lovely nation, Dominica, we pray. In Jesus' name, amen.
Sports Wrap, your dynamic, riveting weekly sports show on Q95. The entire Caribbean is listening.
Oh, what a foretaste of glory divine. Salvation, purchased of God, born of His Spirit, washed in His blood.
Story, this is sound. Praise Savior all the day long. This is my story. This is my song. Praising my Savior all the day long.
Perfect
Submission, light, visions of rapture, burst on my sight. Angels descending, ring from above, echoes of mercy, whispers of love. This is my story, this is my sound, praising my Savior all the day long. This is my story, this is my song, praising my Savior all the day long.
perfect submission, all is at rest. I
am my Savior, I'm happy and blessed. Watching and waiting, looking above, filled with His goodness, lost in His love. This is my story, this is my song, praising my Savior all the day long. This is my story, this is my sound, praising my Savior all the day long.
Yes. This is my story. This is my song. This is, guys, we first want to apologize for last week. Neither of us were there. So all the many fans who were concerned, we are back. We apologize for not being there last week. I just want to say that from the start. Tonight we're going to speak a little football, and we have a little quiz there for Astel supporters. We have a brand new T-shirt an Astel jersey for all these Astel. I'm not an Astel supporter. I don't know if Lobby or Dr. Fontaine, you all are. But Astel, after 22 years, and all Astel fans are happy. So we'll give them a jersey tonight. We're going to be speaking about the regional competition. Trinidad won yesterday. We will speak to Andrew Mason and Philo Wallet will join us. We're also going to be speaking local cricket because that's important. The season started last week, and the first match of the season, a team doesn't show up. And so we will discuss that. Right. So, guys, the first thing I want to say, I want to express condolences to the family of Matthew George. As you know, Matthew is my cousin. In fact, his mother and my father were two brothers' children. He played for Dominica, by the way.
Yeah, he captained
and captain.
Dominica.
In fact, and Windward Islands as well. He was also a labor commissioner, a pastor. And you know, guys, Lobby, Dr. Fong, it's a bit hurtful. I'll tell you why, you know. Matthew George was in the doctor's office last week, Thursday. That's the same day we went here. And for half an hour, they were calling the ambulance. The doctor's office is 2 minutes drive from the ambulance, where the ambulance comes from, whether it's the hospital or the fire department. And half an hour, they were calling from a doctor's office. And the ambulance doesn't come. And the guy succumbed right in the doctor's office. And you know, they have a saying, because it could happen to any one of us, guys, and people out there. And you know, this thing is, you know, I don't even know what's it.
Yeah, I know. I understand. And I didn't realize that you guys were so close, you know, related. But I'm hearing that for the first time. This is very, very unfortunate, you know, that's the situation of our health system in this day and age. 30 minutes for an ambulance and you're in town. Imagine somebody outside of Roseau. I mean, this is quite.
And it's a doctor's office. They're calling. So you can imagine ordinary poor people or people who are struggling are going through that. And the guy is there. And man, this is painful. I mean, painful. And Matthew lost his life. I'm not saying the fire brigade would have caused him to be alive, you know, but at least, my
would
goodness,
have been given a chance. Yeah.
Man.
Sibo.
Hold on, let's take this caller. 1 minute, Lobby. Good evening.
Sibo, good evening, and everybody on the panel. Sibo, I wish to offer you and your family, on behalf of myself and my family, our condolences. And I also want to wish Matthew George, my friend, his family, all my family, condolences. And I let him soul rest in peace, Sibo, right? He was my friend, you know, we all work in the public service together. And Sibo had a little nickname. I saw him play cricket in the Botanic Gardens. And there's a name I used to call each other, Hopeless. You know, a few times when you do score, Sibo, whatever he may like to say, boy, you hopeless, boy. From that, used to call each other Hopeless. So I'm sorry to hear that, but may his soul rest in peace.
Yeah. Let's take it. 1 minute, Lobby. Good evening.
Yo.
Yo.
You know, I just got him down. He goes to the exam. I little boy.
We're not hearing you properly. We're not hearing you properly.
I think opposite one and then that, and I never forget it. So I think that I did it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and people don't know that Matthew was a national cricketer. Good evening.
Good evening, Sibo. How you doing?
Hey, what's up?
Yeah, my sister died. I can remember you sympathized with me on the air. So I called you to offer my condolences to you and your family. God has given and he has taken away. May his soul rest in peace.
Yeah, but you know, and you know, Lobby, go ahead. You was going to say something. Go ahead.
Yeah, Sebastian, George and myself were very, very good friends. You know, he's a Windsor Park Manor Gardens man, you know. I know a gentleman, Sebastian. He's a gentleman. You must think about that. He's a gentleman. All right. He stood above his peers, you know. He a good leader. And it's rather, you know, what I heard about when I heard about his passing, and you just said that it's rather unfortunate, and it shows how the country is badly managed, Sebastian. It is badly managed.
Lobby, let's take this call. We'll come to that point to make in there just now. Good evening. Hello.
Sibo,
Yes.
good evening.
Yeah.
You know what's it, yeah?
I know, Mr. Donald. How are you, man? How are you?
Yeah, by the time that I let you go, I said my father, I'll keep on let us know. Let us go to the establish. What is it where you are really? Except my food, but you're my establish.
Okay, man. Thanks, man. Yeah, man. Thanks. Yeah, next caller. Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening. People, I want to send my condolences to Uncle Matthew's family on behalf of Fabian and Julia George. That's Hazelland speaking, and also to Algan and Chatter.
Yeah.
And to send sympathy to his wife, Heska Chatter. So
yeah,
I'm listening. Take care.
And you know, Lobby, Dr. Fountain, there on Friday as well, I got the call that another guy from Collier Roulette, who was a chef at Purple Turtle, he also worked in the police station at Whitchurch, he succumbed suddenly as well and died. And I want to express condolences to him, to another Collier man. And you know, Lobby, as you mentioned about the problems in Dominica, here you have a situation, and these people are boasting about the health care and all sorts of nonsense you hear. And simple things like that, an ambulance. And, you know, and another native of Collier, Father Branca John, I heard something he said today that he was preaching to his people, and he was talking about Pentecost, where the beginning of Christianity started in Pentecost. And here is a situation where people bemoaning the fact that the authorities think the best way to celebrate it by having CO, and instead of this CO business, why don't people concentrate on fixing the healthcare system and everything? That way, people wouldn't be dying when they probably could survive, and that sort of thing. And all you hear about the fed to fool the people, that's all we seem to be doing. Fed, CO. Yeah, CO.
Sebastian, the country is rumbling, Sebastian. God is talking to this country. I was very happy when I heard the statement from Father Branca John. That's the first time you heard a priest. Enough was enough. He used the pulpit to preach the word of God, Sebastian. I mean, they say, look, we have had so many landslides in this country. The South have had its own. Roseau just had its own. All over the God is talking to this country. See what is the order of the day. We have lost our spirituality. The pastors people must stop talking about. We were never like this. You having what village feast. Everything is a CO. It was more spiritual, and yes, afterwards, but everything is a CO. We must be very careful. We are surrounded by how many volcanoes? We have frequent earthquakes. The Lord is talking to this country of ours. People
well,
take
they don't
note.
seem to be listening, Dr. Fountain, because like I say, and it was, I mean, when I heard the statement, I say, but here is and then, you know, as it made the point, the flyer said it is sponsored by the government of Dominica, and it's asking its followers to please say to these people, this is not the right thing to do. We can't be just concentrating and having fed.
But I don't understand why he makes it two. You know, why he said introduces Pentecost. The Pentecost is a something that is observed by the church,
right?
And if you want to have your fete, you have your fete separately. I don't know why.
They could have it on Monday,
mirror both of them? Why?
A Juve jam.
But Sibo, I also wanted to read something on Henry George. I seen Henry George on Matthew.
Yeah, no problem. Let's take this call on and you read it. No problem. Yes. Yeah, and no problem. Of course, so by all means.
Calls, because people may not be aware of.
Well, go ahead, Dr. Fountain. Read Matthew George. Let people know.
Okay, so Matthew George was born. Okay, let's take the call on that.
Okay. Yeah. Good evening. Hello.
After 25 years, good evening. All you should be alive. It's a CEO government we have there. A CEO gang. That is what we have there. So I'm not surprised. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead, Dr.
So Matthew George was born on June 1953 in Collier, Dominica, and is a former Dominican top order batsman who represented the Windward Islands in regional first class and List A cricket during the mid-1970s. A right-handed batsman who typically slotted in to the crucial number 4 position, George belonged to a talented 1970s cohort of Dominican cricketers who helped stabilize the Windward Islands batting card during the West Indies competitive combined islands era. George's regional career spanned 2 seasons, 1974-75 and 75-76. Though brief, his stint in first-class cricket was highly productive, yielding an impressive top-order average of nearly 40. In the 1974-75 first-class debut, George made his first-class breakthrough during the 1974-75 West Indies domestic calendar. Playing in 2 structural matches, he compiled 123 runs across 3 innings at a stellar average of 41. It was during this debut season that he registered his career highest first-class score of 89, which stood as his lone regional half-century. In the 1975-76 season and the Gillette Cup of the following year, George maintained his place in the setup as regional white ball cricket began expanding. On the List A one-day cricket, he made 2 appearances for the Windward Islands in the Gillette Cup, West Indies. Opportunities with the bat were limited. He logged just 1 inning, scoring 11 runs. For the first-class cricket, he featured in 2 additional first-class matches, adding 69 runs to his career tally at an average of 34.5. No, there was a high-profile encounter, the Windward versus the Indians in 1976, in which he participated. The absolute highlight of George's cricket career, came in February of 1976, when he was selected to represent the Windward Islands against the touring Indian national team in a prestigious 3-day first-class match at the Annersville playing field in Kingston, St. Vincent. Facing one of the most legendary spin bowling quartets in cricket history, George experienced both sides of the game. In the first innings, he fell for a duck caught by Gundappa Viswanath off the bowling of the iconic Indian captain and left-arm orthodox spinner Bishan Singh Bedi. In the second innings, George showed immense resilience. He anchored one end to finish 29 not out, helping the Windward Islands bat out the remaining overs to secure a commendable draw against an international attack featuring Bedi, Irapalli Prasanna, and Srivinas Venkataraman.
I played that game.
Oh, you
I played, of course. Yeah,
how much did you score? You remember?
I can't remember, but I played that game. It was Bedi, Venkat, Chandrasekhar, and Prasanna.
Okay.
Gavaskar played, Sunil Gavaskar.
Okay,
it was in St. Vincent, Annersville, yeah.
Right.
Bishop Bedi, yeah.
Excellent.
In fact, that's the same year where India declared in the test match when Holding was doing that same year.
Yes.
Yeah, Matthew played. Yeah, Matthew played a few years.
All right. They said that he could also bowl right arm off break, but he only featured as a specialized batsman in his brief career. All right. So that's some information, I'm sure, for our fans out there concerning Matthew George. In fact, we overlapped at UWI. That's why I first
met him. And as you say, he was a labor commissioner. People must know that as well. And he was a pastor. He preached in Collier every Sunday. What had shocked me that I see Matthew almost every day. So we speak, and Matthew was never really ill. And that came like a bouncer. I tell you, not expecting a bouncer and knock you out in your head. And you get a shock because Matthew really wasn't ill as such. And man,
I saw him recently. He looked
almost every day.
He looked fine. Yeah. But it's unfortunate, Siwan, and something must be done about this healthcare system.
Half an hour, you call in an ambulance. The ambulance is 2 minutes away. A doctor is calling and the ambulance can't reach. Yes, Lobby.
Do not forget, and Dr. Fountain, we said that we are going to build a hospital. State of the what? The state of what?
State of the art.
It will be the envy of the region. What was that? No, you must be very careful, Sebastian. Very carefully put. But coming back on Matthew Sebastian, what I like about Matthew Sebastian is his humility, his gentleness. He was always willing, to assist the youngsters, give them, advice. He always, always around the ground. I mean, he played a lot of peak game in the Windsor Park. He's a good off-spin bowler.
Yeah,
Gardner's a good off.
Let's take this caller, Lobby.
Yes. And sorry, just to add that the This information came from dom767.com.
Okay.
Just to be
Good
clear.
evening. Good evening. Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Is that Thibault?
Ozzy. Good night. How are you, man? Oh, what's up, Ozzy?
All right.
Yeah.
I was so shocked to hear the passing of my friend Matthew George. I couldn't believe it.
I can
last
well
week.
imagine, man. I can well imagine, Ozzy. Yeah.
I mean, Matthew George was a very good friend.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm saying he was a labor commissioner.
Mm-hmm.
He was a very he was a great guy, man. A very good friend. I was shocked to hear that, Thibault.
I
want to
myself
offer my
was
condolences.
stunned out. And I know you knew him.
The batsmen, million-dollar batsmen.
True.
During the time he played here.
Mm-hmm.
Also played for the Windward Islands.
Correct.
He was a leading batsman in Dominica for many years.
True. And remember, he was in
offer my
Celtics. Yeah.
condolences.
Yeah.
Very sorry to hear that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it's very sad to hear that. I can't believe it happened.
Ozzy,
Okay.
it was a shock. Yeah, thank you. Shock. I can tell you that.
It
Sure.
was shocking to me.
Yeah, shocking. I mean,
I offer my condolences.
Yeah.
I think you're a good friend.
Ozzy, before you go,
Wish your family all the best.
Ozzy, hold on. Before you go, Ozzy, are you still there? Ozzy,
Yeah.
hold on a while. In fact, Julius Cobbett is just sending something that he said, listen well, Jeff Charles is lying in a coma. Can you mention it? He's in a state of active transition as I write. Yeah, he said Jeff Charles. Well, obviously, Jeff Charles was a colleague of yours as a commentator.
Yes.
Yeah. So he's very ill now in California. Very, very ill.
Jeff is ill, you said?
Very ill. Julius Cobbett is just sending that through now. Yeah. That Jeff is.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm sad to hear that. I know he was not doing too well
Yeah.
of late.
Very, very ill.
Julius Corbett always keeps in touch with me, you know.
Right. He just sent that.
I know the great Jeff Charles was not doing well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I really want to just shout.
Yeah, man. Mm-hmm.
So noted for his footwork, man.
Yes.
Very,
Yes.
very good footwork, the spin bowlers and so on.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
But you're really shocking, Sibo.
It was. Very. Very. Yeah, Ozzy, okay. All right then. Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's very shocking. I mean, this thing, and I say, the only thing I didn't do is call up myself because I mean, I see my fiance every day. And then to just know that, man, I mean, you're wondering about what the hell is that? Just like that. By the way, guys, we have this t-shirt to give the Astel supporters. The question, let me give you all the question. For all those Astel people who are jumping up now and dancing, between 1996 and now, and current and present, Arsenal has had 3 managers. Name them and the amount of years each one lasted. You get a brand new Arsenal shirt, compliments Del Nagy Sports Shop, who are always willing to assist. As I've always said to people, you're looking for the best in sneakers and t-shirts and everything else, you go to Del Nagy Sports Shop. They're the best in Dominica. So the question again, Lobby, you know the question, the answer? No, Dr. Fountain, do you know? Between 1996 up to now, Arsenal have had 3 managers.
Yeah,
Name them
I'm a blues man.
and the years they lasted at Arsenal. Yes, so
Right.
that should be easy.
Easy, especially people close to that.
Yeah. So you get a brand new Arsenal, so you can dress in it because next week, Saturday, is the Champions League final between Arsenal and PSG. So I think they have something at Coca-Cola where people come there from afternoon to watch the game.
Okay.
And the Signal Band after will be playing Champions League next Saturday. Yeah, so all Arsenal supporters, a brand new shirt.
So Arsenal could do a double.
They could do a double. A brand new Arsenal shirt. You can get that if you get the answer. I'll repeat again. Arsenal between 1996 and now have had 3 managers. Name them and the amount of years each of them lasted at Arsenal. And you will get that shit. Well, guys, as we talk, well, Lobby, you would know about Jeff Charles, Dr. Fountain.
Oh, yes, we interviewed him there one time.
Right, yeah. So it's sad that we're hearing that he's in serious trouble now. He's a doctor. I think he has a doctorate, Jeff Charles. Yeah. Good night, Gerald Cobbett in St. Martin. How are you, my friend? How are
I
you, my
know-
friend?
Yeah, I know one of the managers that was there for
Well,
a
don't
long
say
time.
it. Well, one would be easy.
Well, yeah.
You
So I
want
know
to
two.
listen. You
I
don't
know
have to
two.
say.
I know. Yeah.
If somebody who follows Arsenal,
yeah.
if that name would be easy, one who will probably the longest in the history of Arsenal. So to me, that should be easy. And if people follow in Arsenal now, they must know who's the manager.
You're right.
So they must know. So it's one name more, and you get a T-shirt. Merlin, good night, Merlin. Dr. Fountain and Lobby like your risen bread and whatever that is Fox's bread shop. Good night, Merlin, up in Newtown. And as I say, all the fans, people in Mount Prosper, in Collie Ho, all about the place, people who Salisbury, all the people who miss Sports Trap. We just want to say good night to you all. So this easy question, a brand new shirt for Arsenal T-shirt compliments Del Nagy Sports Shop, the most popular sports shop. Maybe that person have the answer. Good evening.
No, I don't have no answer. I'm saying I wanted to fall in love with Jeff Charles because of his voice.
Oh, okay. What about Ozzy? You didn't want to fall in love with Ozzy as well?
No, I didn't read that far. Jeff Charles and Jim Reeves.
Okay.
All right. We have
Sebastian, these are one of
One
the.
minute, Lobby, another caller. Good evening.
Yes.
Hello?
Yes, good evening.
Yes, I'm calling to take a chance at the question.
Go ahead.
Arsene Wenger, or Wenger, I think they said.
Wenger.
How many years?
From 1996 to 2018.
1990. Okay, go ahead.
Unai Emery.
Uh-huh.
From 2018 to 2019.
Uh-huh.
And Mikel Arteta.
All right.
Wow.
What's your name,
From
sweetheart?
2019 to the present.
What's your name?
Shemaya Benjamin.
Shemaya?
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Okay, what you can do, you know Del Nagy Sports Shop?
I do, in the previous cinema.
No. They are located between AC Shillingford and Jolly. By Low Black always said that you Point Michel bus stop. It's easy. I know they are listening. So you go there, you get are you an Arsenal supporter, by the way?
Of course I am. Listen, when they had, remember that team they had with
Terry Ari and all these guys? Huh?
But not remember when they had that tall guy back in the day?
Which one?
I swear they would have won the
Tony Adams? Tony Adams?
No,
Gerard. Stephen Gerrard.
No, Stephen Gerrard. Liverpool.
No.
Gerrard of Liverpool.
That tall guy, what was his name in the ball? He was there with Henry. Oh God, he's not coming now.
Terry
An
Henry.
African guy. He was lanky. He smiled a lot.
What's his name again? You played in the midfield. Patrick
God.
Vieira. Patrick Vieira. Is that the name?
He's not there
No.
right now. Not the one she's talking about. Clear skin.
I've seen him, you know.
Clear skin.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
But anyhow, I said they would have won the Premier League. When Henry was there, I was so rooting for them. And you know, it never happened. So I'm very happy.
Right. So you go to Del Nagy's and you'll get, so you can dress in your Arsenal t-shirt. The next Saturday, you can go and do watch party for the final. Well done.
Thank you so much.
Right.
Bye-bye.
Yes, and we always tell people Del Nagy's Sports Shop, don't forget them. You go there. You soon, I think the anniversary is coming up. They will have all sorts of goodies. So don't forget to go to Del Nagy's Sports Shop for all your stickers. We have another caller. Good evening.
Hey, good evening, Sibo.
Yes.
Dr. Fontaine.
Yes, sir.
And you've been my good partner.
Yeah, how are you doing?
I want to say something where I saw Jeff Charles was one of the greatest announcers that passed in Dominica. But before that, let me send condolences to his family.
No. Hold on. He's not dead, you know. He's not dead. He's struggling. You say condolences, he's not dead.
I know he's not here.
You want to wish him a speedy recovery.
Sorry about that. But when where I saw that man was a great man, when the fire caught at the old grammar school. When that man was announcing that fire at the old grammar school, close to his house, by Pablo Place there, he was living at the post house here. And I saw that man was a great man to announce that fire ball by ball and with a democracy. I say that man is a very great man. And soon after he left and go to England, I was with England, then he was accepted in BBC. Yeah. Sorry for any condition and may the good Lord bless him.
Yes, indeed. He was one of the best, Sibo.
Yeah. Jeff was brilliant. I mean, in the days we had Havis after that, Ozzy came in and Yeah, we had Dominic had a lot of outstanding commentators, eh? A lot of outstanding commentators.
And they made the cricket very exciting. Very, very exciting. You know, remember these are the guys, you know, who weathered the storm. Who, you know, they were there from thick and thin. And these days you had no television, you had whips, you know, and you had your transistor radio listening, and you know, and Sebastian, the way they hype the games, it caused people to flock to the gardens, you know.
We have we
have another caller. Good evening.
Sibo, I called back again because I just remembered his name.
Sorry?
It was Adebayo.
Adebayo.
And I'll tell you why I felt it was so important for me to call back again, Sibo. Because I always say, if there is a player that you can look to with a great attitude, if there is an exemplary player, I felt that was Adebayo. I've never seen Adebayo get angry on the field. He always shakes people's hands, he claps if he makes a mistake, you know. He just always had, I think, an exemplary. I love that man. So I just wanted to call that to put that on record.
So you follow the English League all the time? You watch the games all the time?
Well, I don't presently because I only know the players back in the day. I was a fan back in the day. I can't really keep up now.
All right, okay, all right.
But back in the day, my teams were Arsenal and Liverpool. Liverpool was my.
Well, you know, I like the Red Devils. So
yes.
the Manchester boys. Yeah. All right. Take care, darling. Take care. Yeah. Good evening. Good evening. Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
The young girl was talking about the African player.
Yeah. Adebayo. She just said it.
Okay, but and they have Kano too. Kano is invisible. But I have the manager where he has the tenure of the city. But I can only tell you something. Some time ago, I didn't know you. I asked a question and you were spot on. So I tell you, which is the biggest sporting event in the world, between the FIFA World Cup and the Olympics. And the Olympics.
Well, I think the Olympics would be, I'm feeling the Olympics more.
So the question to you today, which of the two, which of the two that bring more happiness and joy to people?
There's a joy of sorrow, happiness and joy.
You know, I remember it was 86, the Brazil team. Remember that outstanding team?
Which of the two have been more happiness and joy to people?
You could stress on happiness and joy. We are saying sorrow as well. And now that would be football.
You know, I remember Brazil. It was Vivian Rain and I. We went to Peter Carrot home in Lubia to watch that. And you remember what's his name? Rossi. That hat-trick against Brazil. Brazil. Man, that was painful.
I mean, I've seen people collapse. I've seen people, the football.
The last World Cup, when the quarterfinal, when Neymar, and then Brazil lost.
That was like a national.
By the way, Brazil just named the team. England is naming his team tomorrow. England is naming team. I see they say Kobe Manu might be in that team, the young guy from Manchester, the 20-year-old boy. Yeah, England is naming the team tomorrow.
England is known to do that.
Yeah. Good evening.
Okay, let's try this other caller.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Yes.
When are you talking about all the great commentators? You forget the little one in Lapin, Paul Joseph.
No, we haven't forgotten him. We haven't forgotten him. No, we haven't.
So
That's a good man, you know.
We haven't forgotten him. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, caller.
Right, so last caller, we take a break. Good evening.
Sibo.
Yes.
You remember in those days when Jeff used to commentate, Sibo?
Yes.
You have to run with Sibo. I remember sometimes when you late with your Sibo, you have to take off with.
I know.
When you hear Jeff, you have to put on your clothes, Sibo. And whether you wanted to go and see cricket or not, you just have to put on your clothes and you have to take off. The way you used to put the excitement in the game. whether you know it or for the way you're saying it, Sibo, you had to find yourself in the garden.
I hear you, darling.
You know, I was searching the web to see if I could get some of his old commentaries. I'm not yet succeeded
well,
in
it's
doing
sad what
that.
the news we
But it
get
would have
in
been
is
good
here.
to get some of his.
Well, probably we can get it for next week.
You know, I'm going to try again if we can get some of his, you know, when he commentated so people can hear.
Right,
you know,
true,
especially the younger generation who would not have heard him. I mean, you know.
Well, he was brilliant.
But I mean, yes.
I mean, we've had good commentators. I say Jeff, Havis, Ozzy. We've had some good commentators.
I mean, Joseph
Thomas.
Was to me he was excellent. He was up there as well. I mean,
let's take the last caller and then we go to break. Let's take the last caller.
All right.
Yeah. Good evening.
Yes, especially for me. Get it for me to replay it for me to hear.
You just want to hear your boyfriend, you mean? You want to hear your boyfriend? That was him.
Yes, no. I never liked sports. I just used to listen to Jeff Charles' voice. And that is all.
And you fell in love with that. Okay.
All right,
final call and we'll go to break. Good evening.
Good evening, Sibo.
Yes, good evening.
Good evening, Dr. Fontaine and Luby.
Yeah.
Hey, good evening, brother.
Deepest sympathies on the passing of George.
Yeah.
In fact, it was about 3 days ago, 3 days before I heard of this passing, I spoke to George just by week church. We spoke. He never looked like somebody who was sick. Well, George and I played a lot of cricket. Well, Sibo knows that during the Augustus Gregor League Gardens. And everybody can remember his flying, short jump, flying break and bowling style. But he was a compact batsman. You could rely on Matthew George for a long inning. Very focused. But he lived in Canefield, and we always used to talk about cricket because Canefield had a playing field. Girls played rounders there. Boys played football. I remember practicing football on a concrete wicket with your son, Sibo, there. Nice playing field, but Canefield is a growing community and it doesn't have a playing field.
Correct.
And we always, George and I always used to talk about that because it seems to be a generation of young boys growing up and they know nothing about cricket. And it's very, very sad.
Yes.
Because that ground is cluttered with old dumper bats and whatever. Nobody can play there. But just opposite, about 10 yards away, there is a set of plastic thing, they call it a children's playing ground. Have you ever seen a child playing on that?
No.
Thank you. Good night, guys.
All right, let's go to break now. Straight to break now. Yeah.
Where in Roseau, Kimashabis, you can just walk in and order all your chicken parts, wholesale, and even enjoy retail. It's at AC Shillingford. All chicken parts available that you can afford. Fresh breast. And you know breast is best. Shillingford wings have muscle. After you eat it, you can fly. As for Shillingford chicken drumsticks, even swinging stars just order drumsticks from Shillingford. And for those of you who love full, AC Shillingford keeps your belly full. Buy your chicken wholesale at AC Shillingford. From wings to thighs to drums to breast to wax to necks. It's available. It's always available and it's affordable. Plus, you've got pork feet, ham and turkey, bull foot, chicken nuggets, pepperoni, all those right seasonings to make your kitchen keep on ticking. Buy your wholesale chicken at AC Shillingford. When you think of chicken, think of AC Shillingford. Always ready.
The economic fabric, Dominica, revolves at AC Shillingford and Company. For timeless, trusted, dependable, comprehensive insurance coverage, it has to be New India Insurance. Need anything overseas? Shopbox Dominican Isle of Freight is your advance on-time delivery right to your doorstep. For super savings on all your groceries, come to ACS Super Shopping Center for laundry, groceries, cooking, beverages, and event supplies on King Jonathan Street. ACS 7-Eleven on High Street, supplying your everyday essentials. Fill up your vehicle gas tanks, get your cooking gas, and top-ups of all kinds. Or go to 7-Eleven Portersville, where the best-kept secret is conveniently located upstairs in the confidential escape or staycation self-contained accommodations at the Porter's Place. AC Shillingford, where you spend less and get more.
When you want the best, what you do? Shop at SCA. Better than the rest. Go shop at SCA. And they often wear shop at SCA. You get more for what they say. Shop at SCA. Shop at SCA. Yeah, shop at SCA. Shop at SCA. What they say. Shop at SCA. SCA's family, customer friendly. With free locations, it's so convenient. And our prices, they are the nice. That's where you belong. So tell your mama, tell your papa, shop at SCA. Tell your son and your daughter, shop at SCA. Auntie, nan, and cousin, friend, open power, all of them. Grandpa, open neighbor, girlfriend, boyfriend, side, what? Shop at SCA. Shop at SCA. Oh yeah. Shop at SCA. Shop at SCA. Check us out at Portersville, High Street, and downtown Rose.
Some laundry detergents may miss the mark when it comes to adding softness to your loads. But fortunately, Dominica, we've got Ensueno fabric softener. Ensueno is the conditioner of laundry care, making your clothes feel butterfly soft. Discover Ensueno fabric softener. Long-lasting, nature-inspired fragrances protect your fabrics. Revitalize your laundry with a refreshing scent of spring fresh Ensueno fabric softener. Makes your clothes fluffy, alive, and vibrant. Love all over Dominica. Local agent AC Shillingford & Company. Available at all supermarkets, your favorite friendly neighborhood outlet or shop. Use Ensueno.
Looking for Sports Wrap, your dynamic, riveting weekly sports show on Q95. The entire Caribbean is listening to Sports Wrap on the big station every Thursday from 6 to 8 p.m. And National Athletic Coach Emmanuel Loeblack. Sports Wrap, your one-stop shop for unique, inclusive, in-depth analysis.
Yeah, we are back, and we're going to be speaking football because the Premier League seems to be hotting up, and Ebby Lawrence is going to tell us something. Ebby, good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Sebastian. Good evening, Dr. Fontaine. Good evening, Lodi, and the listeners of Q95. But maybe even before we start, you sound a bit muffled.
Oh, yeah?
Mr. Sibo, you sound the muffled.
Oh, yeah?
So, I don't know.
It's not clear enough? Well, I don't know. I mean, well, okay. Ebby, tell us. I mean, things seem to be hotting up in the football. Jubla again winning matches.
Yes. So far, the football it's an interesting season, interesting opening, I must say, of our Premier League, and we've seen again Jubla showing strides. But like I would say to others, the football is young, so we are with what comes. We saw a good fight between Jubla and Southeast 2 weeks ago, where Jubla won 3-2. As to what Southeast could have done better, again, they had to go to the drawing board. We saw Southeast again being defeated by Mao last weekend 4-0. So the football is unfolding and unfolding well. So I must say kudos to the coaches, kudos to the teams, kudos to the DSP for really pushing and looking forward towards a great season. So yes, football is moving satisfactorily thus far.
So Jubla, how many matches each team has played so far?
So far, 4 games, and they have won 4.
Jubla have won 4. So
also Maho have won all the 4 as well.
Who is that?
Maho. Soccer striker. Have they won all the 4?
Yes. So, but again, it's on goal differences now. So most likely we will see goal differences. But thus far, we have some teams that are tied. And I could always make the table available for you all to scrutinize. So next week we could have a better discussion, as to what we can do better technically, tactically. But thus far, like I must say, the season has been flowing satisfactory. We have 1-2 hurdles, like I always say to persons, without opposition, without contention, things will not move smoothly. So for the time, there is a short hiatus with Midland. and they were to meet with the disciplinary committee today. So by next week, hopefully, the matter will be resolved, and we will see.
What's the problem? What's the problem? What's the problem?
Well, it is alleged. I use the word alleged because it's like a court of law, innocent until proven guilty. That they filled in a player that was illegible. So we await the disciplinary committees.
So could they be suspended from the season for that?
Well, they have been suspended 2 games. Their game between Point Michel was suspended last week, and this weekend the game versus the Mighty Avengers. So
let me ask you then, these games now, the opposing team would get the points?
Not for now, because until the matter is properly adjudicated, then we will proceed. Because so take for example the 2 games that are postponed. Once the decision is given and the all clear, then these games will proceed. It may take in a week or however it is said, but these games will be played, and once played, then everything should be back on track. But again, this weekend, good football amidst the Pentecost weekend, and yes, there is no juve for the football. The football will be played on Sunday. the football will be played on Sunday at 4 and 6:30 at the technical center. So we'll have.
So listen, for their match, tell us the matches for this weekend then.
Yes, let me bring you to date as to what is going to happen. Are you hearing me?
Yeah, go ahead clearly.
Yes, let me put you to date as to what is going to happen for the weekend. Give me a second. Let me go through my. So this weekend we will have. Tomorrow we will have We United playing. That's of Portsmouth at 7 p.m. That is at the technical center. On Saturday the 3rd, the 23rd, we will have Dublin facing Bathurst State at the Almonds Park. That is Dublin's home game. On Sunday at 4 p.m., we will have Tajiko South East coming up against Tomex Harlem. And later the night, we will have this is now Soccer Strikers. That's of Point Michel FC. So these are the games set for the weekend. So tomorrow night, 7 p.m., We United, Valvoline We United coming up against the Roosevelt Spirit Bombers at the From Technical Center. On Saturday, the 23rd, we'll have Dublin FC coming up against Bath Estate at the Almond Park. That is Dublin FC's home game. Sunday, the 24th, 4 p.m., we will have Tajiko South East coming up against Tomex Harlem. And at 6:30 p.m., Port Michel FC will be doing battle with Belfast Estate now Soccer Strikers. On Wednesday, hopefully, the Lord Spears and the Lord Tarries, weather as well. We will have as well the opening of the First Division, games Tier 1, Tier 2. So a better expose will be given come Thursday as to what will transpire. As well as the U15 will be unveiling soon. So much football, and we encourage the patrons, we encourage all of us to, yes, critique the game when it's to be critique and give solutions where we can go forward. So this is where we are for the week number 5 in the football season.
Right. So, Abby, thank you very much. As you always, thank you very much. Yeah. And we'll be in touch with you again next week.
Yeah, and even before I leave, Mr. Sebastian, my deepest commiseration to you on the passing of your family, sir.
Matthew, well, you knew Matthew. A lot of people knew Matthew.
That's Brother Matthew. I knew Brother Matthew George. So my sympathy is extended to him and that of his family, and that is from the football fraternity. I know he was a formidable cricketer, but we will leave that there for now.
No problem. Thank you, man. Thank you. You know, guys, as we talk about football, Astel has won it, but all the matches in England are Sunday, Saturday 11. But there's still one thing outstanding: the last team to be relegated.
Relegation.
So Tottenham or West Ham, 2 London teams. One of them going to go down on Sunday.
Should be interesting.
Very interesting. And you know the match too. Let's take the caller and then we'll get. Good evening. Hello.
Was a commentator. He was a footballer first, you know.
What's that?
Before he taking the profession as a commentator, he was a footballer first, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, he was a goalkeeper.
Okay.
So from Anton Blackburn.
Okay, all right, thanks.
Who is that?
He said Jeff Charles. He said was a footballer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you know, in England, there's this whole city was supposed to play Southampton. They say it was like a 200 million match. So that's the other team that's getting promoted. And Southampton have been kicked out, they say, for spying, guys. I don't know if you all knew that.
No,
They
I'm
have been
not
kicked
aware.
out. They have been kicked out, and Middlesbrough now will play Hull. And yeah, they're for spying. That's why they have been kicked out.
Spying on the training.
Yeah, on the guys' trainings, and potentially over 100 million that could be, because that match is going to be played at Wembley. Whichever team wins will join Coventry, and I think it's Ipswich or one of them to go into the Premier League. So yeah, the football in England, and for those Arsenal supporters like David Brody, good night, sir. Congratulations. First time in over 2 decades you have won a championship, and you're so elated and you're jumping back. What are you drinking? Caviar tonight or what? Or are you drinking Hennessy? Have a drink of that, my brother.
Sebastian.
Yes, Lobby.
Yes, still on football. We're looking at World Cup now at the doorstep. And Brazil named their team with the omission of the leading scorer, that leading striker, whether home or abroad. That is Pedro.
The Chelsea guy?
Yeah, yes. And this I couldn't understand because you speak, he picked Balotelli. Balotelli, I just can't understand up and I can't understand at all. Because the guy is not just only a striker. He's a utility player. All right? All wrong. He can play in the midfield. He's good in the air. So this itself, and look, you have now Barcelona is offering 100 million euro for him. Because this striker from is Poland is living.
Lewandowski.
Yeah, Lewandowski is living. So, and look, when that team was picked, and the only reason why Neymar, he was very lucky is because there are these two young players, one in Real Madrid, that is Rodrigo, and the other one from Chelsea. They are both injured. The guy suspect that's why. But Neymar was a very popular, he has been playing very well in Brazil. And first time for a long time, there are so many home-based players on a Brazilian team. Because the new coach they have there, because Brazil problem over the years was a lot of politics in their football. That's why they brought in this foreign coach.
He's an Italian.
Yes, and they brought him and he's very strict, Sebastian. I like about him, he's very, very strict. First day, he told them he has no stars. Every player is a star. Yeah, every player is a star.
Yeah, well, tomorrow in fact, I was reading Dr. Funkin Lobby where they're saying a lot of hotels, there are not many bookings, a lot of the rooms, because you see a lot of people can't get to America because of all these visas. A lot of the teams, their fans will not be able to go to the US.
Well, interesting enough, I was discussing with a diplomat from one of the embassies, from the Algerian embassy, in fact, and he was telling me that because they're on a ban like us in Dominica, and he was saying that they've agreed to release some of that.
Wow.
So people who already have their tickets, they will allow them to come. They will allow the visas for them. So they're making and he said it's not because they want to change, but because of that same pressure. The hotels are saying that they're not.
The Hotel Association saying that the bookings, they're not getting bookings for the World Cup.
So it looks like the US authorities, because of that, now they're making some exceptions to allow people to come. Yeah,
and the tickets are too expensive also.
Well, exactly, far too expensive. Yeah. Good evening, caller.
Yes, gentlemen. So let's say we big more joy to people and sports.
If what? What you say? Yeah. If losing bring more joy? No, losing can't bring joy.
but what why I say football, because when you watch a team that win a cup or the World Cup or anything, the parade, the thousands of people, and even Arsenal didn't win the championship in 22 years, and you don't see the even have the parade yet, and you see people in North London, and some people say 70 people, you see people for 22 years, you disappointed, and that joy, man, and that happiness. And another thing I never realized, Arsenal had a big fan base in Africa.
Yep.
Even the Prime Minister of England
Africa's it seems like all of Africa supports Arsenal. I mean, you can't find any fan outside of
When I watch the assessment, I mean it's been a lot of heartache. Sports been a lot of heartache. But overall, to me, I think sports bringing more joy and happiness to people than music. Okay, I'll leave it at that.
Okay. What do you say? I thought you were saying the Olympics. That's what I thought you were trying to do.
No. This is
And Sibo, don't forget Arsenal. The last 4 or 5 years, they were knocking at the door.
Yeah, they were second the last 2 years.
Yes, they have been there looking for that trophy. And I told myself here, if they had a strong chance, when I look at the 2 free games remaining. I said the way they were playing, they have because
they should give Bournemouth a part of their
for the match.
No, I don't. I think
a part of the winners. I mean, let's face it. If Bournemouth had not done what they did against Manchester City,
well, this Saturday, this Sunday,
it's very likely Manchester City would probably come on top.
Right, guys, we're going to be talking cricket now. The first class season ended yesterday. Trinidad won, and the West Indies team started a camp today as well in Antigua, preparing for the white ball series against Sri Lanka. Now we are joined by the noted Caribbean commentator Andrew Mason. Philo Wallace supposed to be joining us as well. So we'll go straight to Mr. Mason. Mr. Andrew Mason, good night, sir. Andrew, are you muted?
We can't hear you.
Andrew, we can't hear you.
Yeah, are you here?
Andrew, I think we're hearing you now. Andrew? Andrew, you're muted again.
Yeah, but are you hearing me now?
We're hearing you now. Right. Andrew, I know you followed the cricket, all the matches, which started, it's a truncated season, although Trinidad are still the champions. Andrew, how do you rate this year's season? First, do you think the best team won the competition? And what is your view of the entire competition?
Well, let me suggest to you that I think that Trinidad and Tobago did in fact have maybe the best team in the competition. And I think it's because that they had pretty decent fast bowling in Jaden Seals, and as you know, Anderson Phillip is very, very fit.
Right.
And of course, the captain came to the fore with the batting. And I think that combination of Seals and Phillips, and supported by James, interestingly enough, he played against the Guyana side and didn't play against Barbados because I think they reckoned that perhaps the Guyanese, in terms of pace, they're a bit more uncomfortable.
And you cannot forget Terrence Hines as well, eh? You mustn't forget Terrence.
I'm getting to him.
Right.
Now, here's a very interesting cricketer in that Terrence Hines is not one that you leave your rice and peas or your molten chicken and go to watch, but he's an effective cricketer. He makes runs at the bottom of the end, and he's also a pretty decent bowler. So I thought he had a very, very good time. So in answer to your question, I would say that the Trinidad and Tobago team, in the end, would have been the best team in the competition. I like their fast bowling. They were aggressive against Barbados. Barbados were 47 for 6. And against the Guyanese, they were never comfortable against the fast bowling. And I thought Trinidad deserved to win the championship.
And Andrew, that is why I've always said it proves the importance of good fast bowling. Phillip and Seals, Jaden Seals, between them would have taken about 40 wickets. You compare that with even your country's bowling lineup, Barbados. Tell us, because I heard you on your program lamenting the fact that Barbados had people like, what's his name, medium pacers opening the bowling, Charles Springer and Kyle Mayers.
And Kyle Mayers,
Yeah, but even looking at the other teams, Andrew, the boy from Dominica, Dylan Tyson, I don't know if you've seen him bowl. I think he's a good prospect in terms of pace.
I think he is. I like him.
But you look at all the other teams, though. Well, Guyana, to be fair, Kimo Paul, to me, when you watch the tournament, he looked like one of the best cricketers in this year's tournament completely. Kimo
Well,
Paul.
I'll tell you this. I like Kimo Paul. He hits the bat pretty hard, and he can bat. And I agree with you, Sibo. You know your cricket. In fact, I am looking at Kimo Paul to actually, if he continues like this, to be in the frame, in possible frame for the West Indies. I like his aggression. He seems to be a lot fitter now. You know, he's had challenges, you know, in terms of lack of fitness, and he can also bat. So I do agree with you that Kimo Paul is certainly one that you can keep your eyes on.
Yes, I mean, because, I mean, in fact, I was a bit surprised, even if, you know, the squad selected that they didn't select him. I mean, they what? 18 people are selected. But going back to the competition, Andrew.
Let me say to you that, in my view, was a glaring omission. I think it would be very much in it. There's no reason to have John Campbell there. Let John Campbell play Test cricket. And Joshua Bishop from Barbados.
Yes.
Who, as you know, was the MVP in the finals last year and is a good cricketer. And I'm surprised that he's not in there. So I certainly would have had a Kimo Paul from Guyana and certainly Joshua Bishop. There's no reason. And I'm looking at the team now. There's no reason to have Akeem Ogis.
Yeah, but he hadn't done anything, to be fair, in 50 over cricket, in white ball cricket. And I was a bit surprised that they elected to say, because, you know, look at Kyle Mayers. I've always found him unfortunate. I was checking the statistics today. He scored the most runs in last year's Super 50. Kyle Mayers, he was number one. And these people talk about statistics, and you leave out somebody who was number one in the run scoring in the Super 50.
Well, I think Cricket West Indies should tell us exactly what's the situation with Kyle Mayers, because he's not playing at all. I thought that he had an next opportunity to go to the World Cup. You took Johnson Charles, you took Sampson that nobody knows about. And, you know, and so I think clearly there is a problem, because Kyle Mayers is good enough to make a West Indies white ball team. And I don't understand what the problem is. He's a decent medium pacer, good fielder, and we all know that he can bat in the middle or at the top. So I don't understand what's happening with Kyle Mayers. They need to tell us. Darren Sammy, who's always on your show.
You know, Andrew, I'm going to come to you with something. You know, when I played cricket, I mean, in those days, you know, West Indies had the bowling lineup was potent. You play against Guyana, you would have Croft. You go to Barbados, you would have Bird, you would have Malcolm, you have Daniel, all of them. You go to Jamaica, Houghton Dow, Holden. You know, I'm saying that to say that I remember playing against these guys, and nobody, the guys would bowl your bong, they hit you and they go back. They would. But I saw this unfortunate incident between Tevin Imlach and Jaden Seals. And I thought that was really uncalled for. Jaden Seals has found himself in problems already with, in fact, he has a demerit point. He could be suspended if he gets more points. And what's your view of that incident between himself and Tevin Imlach?
True.
Well, I hope the umpires reported it, because we've actually heard very little from Cricket West Indies, but then we don't hear a lot from Cricket West Indies, you know. And the reality is that was most unfortunate, and I think that Jaden Seals should be ashamed of himself. Why would you say that? You know, and can you imagine Jaden Seals and Imlach on the same side?
Well, but that's what I'm saying. So how, if I was Imlach, I'm playing this, I wouldn't be able to speak. I would not speak to this guy.
No,
I mean, I would have nothing to say to him.
Terrible behavior, and I really hope that the umpires reported it, and I really hope that there's some action taken on it. But it's highly unlikely. You know how we operate in the West Indies.
But you know, Sebastian, you see, I watched the game. You're talking about you will not talk. You see, you want harmony. You see, you want a harmonious atmosphere in any team you have. It was rather unfortunate. I didn't like it at all. What I saw, I find this to me, it looks very childish. You have your ball, he has his bat. You know what you have to do as a bowler. All right, you know what you have to do as a batsman. All right, that is it. You're bowling lively and that is it. But again, what I think is that if at all one day they're both on the same team, before anything happens, I think there should be some sort of you know, discussion or discord between those two players, you know, and let them thrash. In particular, they must, as you said, talk seriously to Jaden Seals. He must be spoken to seriously. Don't ever let that happen to him again.
Yeah, but that's going to be difficult. I mean, when you say that to a player, the kind of things he said, and he was very loud. You could hear him.
Very,
and
very
he's saying
loud.
it
Very,
from,
very loud, yes.
From where he was fielding, he's shouting at the guy, and it's a good thing they didn't put you the captain and blah, blah, blah. No, man, I couldn't play for a guy like that. I mean, this guy is, to me, he's a class bowler. I think he's outstanding, but he needs to look at his behavior because he could. All the other great fast bowlers, you never heard Malcolm Marshall say anything to anybody. Andy Roberts say anything. Wayne Daniel, Croft at some point he wouldn't say anything, but he would be a little aggressive. Man, Michael Holden, none of these guys. So I think he needs to temper himself. But Andrew, from what you saw during the tournament, tell us the players you see, you've seen from the tournament that you think that can move forward for West Indies.
Well, I think, first of all, Kevin Wickham from Barbados. I mean, although he tailed off towards the end, the first 3 matches, he made some very good hundreds in Jamaica. And, this is a cricketer that certainly we've had our eyes on for some time. There's no question about that. And I'm hearing that he's going to be actually in the squad for the 2 test matches that will be played in Antigua. As you know, they're going to be playing the white ball series first in Jamaica.
Correct.
So he stands out to me as a player that certainly is one that you can work with. He's good in the eyes. He is a good player, fast bowling as well. And 300s, it's going to be difficult to ignore him. And as you know, he has an interesting story. As a 15-year-old back in Barbados, he actually played for the Barbados youth, and it was as a result of a cricketer getting injured, and they had to go for him from home. And when he got to the ground, he batted at 7 and made 100. So in his and it was at Bank Hall, the home of champions. That's the club of the greats. And he obviously played for the Barbados team. And remember, during COVID, when the West Indies hosted the Under-19 tournament, one of the cricketers contracted COVID. He was drafted into the team and made 119. Lest you forget. He's got an average of he's got 5 first-class hundreds. He's got an average of over 40. So I think for me, he would have been the outstanding batsman. Of course, Joshua De Silva got a lot of runs, continuing from where he left off as well. And it's going to be interesting to see what they do with him. I know that the Trinidadians are calling for him to get back into the West Indies team. Would you pick De Silva, Asibo?
Well, that's a very interesting one. I mean, Imlach didn't make many runs, but behind the stumps, he has been outstanding for West Indies.
Yes.
I mean,
yes.
Well, De Silva, I believe, is not a very good keeper, and you would know that as well. It's going to be an interesting debate between who do you pick between the 2 of them, whether it's De Silva or Imlach. It's going to be a very interesting debate. But go ahead.
Do you think Joshua De Silva can make it purely as a batsman?
Wow, that's interesting because I'm not sure if he's purely as a batsman. That's going to be a bit difficult.
Yeah, I think so. I think it will be difficult. If he comes into the side, I think he'll have to come in. But then again, too, is Shai Hope going to keep?
Well, that's interesting as well. I mean, nobody has heard Shai Hope so for the season. When you live in Barbados, I understood even for the local cricket, the board didn't approve of him playing. I understood.
Yeah, that's true. And in fact, when I spoke to the chairman, in fact, the first guest I had on Mason and guest on Tuesday night was the chairman of the selectors, Mr. Hendy Brooms is chairman of the Barbados selectors, and they asked him about the availability of Shai Hope, and he said an email was sent to Shai Hope, and the only response was unavailable.
Gentlemen.
Yes.
I'm just there, Mr. Mason and Sebastian, looking at West Indies team that won that in Australia. I thought by now we were on our way rebuilding our team. How many of these players presently are on the West Indies team now?
What are you talking about? When you say West Indies won the series, is that what you said?
Not this series. They won this test match, a test match in Australia with Shama Joseph.
That's about 2 years ago,
right? But since that, yes, but we have moved. If we have just dropping, just changing, we are just changing. We are just changing, Sebastian.
So what you say that team should have been kept all now
No,
playing?
what has happened to the players? So many players, they're still playing cricket. What I'm saying is this, Sebastian, we are dropping, we are doing away with players very, very fast.
No, but maybe cricket, it runs and wicket. I always say,
I don't say no, but
performing, you expect them to continue.
Sebastian, I'm not just saying, we have persevered with how many players have not been scoring for West Indies, hoping that they win. I know all about that. It's about runs, it's about wickets and so on. But we have persevered with certain players, and you have dropped certain players also.
Right? Yes, indeed. Also talking about players and dropping and so on. And Andrew, I want to ask you though, in terms of West Indies preparation or lack of for the 2027 World Cup, do you think West Indies is going to qualify without having to go through this qualification round?
But that's a difficult. Well, we are so unpredictable. So unpredictable.
Because I think our only chance really is against what happens against Bangladesh, right? Because if Bangladesh defeats us, then that is it, right?
Yeah. We are in big troubles, and we are such an unpredictable team. So you don't know. You gotta, like the mighty Gabby and Barbados, and say, "Lord, send an answer for me."
But as you talk about Bangladesh, and in world cricket now, Bangladesh has the fast bowler who seems to be giving batsmen a lot of problem. Rena, that young guy, he has a lot of pace, and we saw him shook up the Pakistani batsmen. In fact, we saw him in the Caribbean last year where he did put some pressure on us as well. So this is a young guy who posing some problems to international batsmen. But Andrew, if you go back to the Caribbean, we saw this unfortunate incident again in Antigua where the fourth ball of a game, the game was suspended. And this is a ground that is named after one of the greatest cricketers of all time, Sir Vivian Richards. And then you have this kind of thing going on. What do you think is going on with this thing, this pitch where test match, in fact, 2 test matches will be played in less than a month?
Well, in fact, on Tuesday night, we had the president of the Leewards, but the Antigua board, he's actually a director too, Mr. Kumar Rodney. He was on the show, and he didn't seem to know very much, really. I was a bit surprised, really. I understand that the curator, Mr. Norville, I tried to get him on the show on Tuesday, but he wouldn't come for obvious reasons. I'm told that the night before the pitch was watered as if you were watering your garden.
Clearly showed that guy is a joke.
Yeah, those big machines that you have in the back of your house, and people could not believe it at all. So when they arrived at the ground, the pitch, was full of moisture, and they had this long delay. But as you know, a game was abandoned early when Ghana were playing against the Leewards.
Right.
So I really hope that they can get it right. But they're all over the place. The question that I want to ask, and maybe you would know, what about Ken Crafton? Was he not there? Is he not supposed to be the expert?
I've always asked questions. What I've found, Andrew, you probably would know that Crafton sometimes gets to a ground maybe 2 or 3 days before. Now, a ground, as you would know, to be prepared for the game or test match, has to go on for a few weeks. So I've always found that you bring Crafton 2 days before the game, where probably the damage was done already, and I either think more work needs to be done, because if it's the head curator for Cricket West Indies, I don't think it's been utilized. So, and sometimes you don't even, I remember hearing you asking Kumar Rodney the question, and who is responsible? Now, there's a match in Antigua, the headquarters of Cricket West Indies in Antigua. You have the Antigua Cricket Association. You have the Leeward Islands Cricket Association. Who is really responsible, Andrew? And that's a question sometimes most people can't answer.
But in fact, in answer to the question, he said that government workers. You remember that? He said, he said the government workers are responsible. I said, really? Can you imagine this? We reached a stage now where we're in trouble, and I don't know if Cricket West Indies ever got the money to fly the guy around, because I'm hearing that they're seriously in trouble, and they may have to get a loan from you, Sibo.
What's that?
I understand they cannot even fly anyone around, and they may have to get a loan from you.
You know, Andrew, I want to ask you a question about Barbados cricket. I can talk about Windward. From what I saw of Windward this year, it was really pathetic.
Very
the quality of our cricket, we are struggling. I just think there's a lack of leadership in Windward Islands cricket, and something really needs to be done. Apart Tyson, I must say, he did well. He looked good. And you look at our team this year, Windward, they really struggled. Afanas made 2 half-centuries in the last game. Calvin Hodge made 1, but by and large, what's his name? Ambrose made a century. So Windward's cricket, they lost all 3 games, by the way.
Yes.
Now, I heard you all in Barbados now. There's a lot of talk about Craig Brathwaite now, who was the captain of the Barbados team this year. He failed in the semi-final matches. I heard your coach, Vasper Drake, saying that they need to have changes. From now on, tell us, Andrew, what's happening in Barbados cricket? Because, you know, when you look at Caribbean cricket, this is the country with the most money that to run cricket. No other territory in the Caribbean has the money Barbados cricket has.
Yeah, well, Barbados' cricket, of course, is funded by the lottery. We've gotten a lot of money. In fact, Calvin Hope, the new president, is so confident that we are now paying cricketers in Barbados. As you know, we have a semi-professional league where cricketers are paid $300 Barbados for every match, including the 12th man, including...
they can give a loan then.
Yeah,
well, that is why they can give a loan. Dr. Fontaine said that.
Yes. But the problem is the president of the Barbados Cricket Association, Mr. Hope, and Mr. Shallow don't talk.
Oh, wow. And these are 2 directors who sit in the same meeting that Cricket West Indies, eh?
Yeah. I mean, look at the public outcry the other day. I'll get back to your point, you know, when Calvin was saying that Barbados are not getting matches, and Shallow's response was, you know, if Prime Minister Motley has a problem, she should call him. I don't know if Dr. Shallow understands the protocol. I would think that he should be calling the Prime Minister. But that's just an aside. Just getting back to what you were saying about Craig Brathwaite. Now, I was surprised in the first instance that Craig Brathwaite actually was made captain, because why would you pick a captain who just resigned as West Indies captain, a captain who is utterly defensive, and then when Roston Chase came into the side as the West Indies captain, and of course, you know, Warkan is the West Indies vice captain, you continue with him. And I asked the question of the chairman of selectors, Mr. Henry Brooms, and I couldn't quite understand what he was saying. I think this is the end of the road for Craig Brathwaite as captain of the Barbados team. I don't think he should have been made captain in the first instance. So they got to look around. But we got a crisis in leadership. You know, I saw Josh De Silva captain the Trinidad and Tobago Red Force, and they won. But Josh De Silva puts everybody on the boundary when things get tight. I mean, you see that, Tibor?
Yeah, very defensive. Yeah, very defensive.
Very, very defensive.
But Andrew, then we have to ask a question now. Then, who is going to captain the West Indies team in the Test series against Sri Lanka?
Well, that's a very good question. On the evidence that we've seen recently, Roston Chase, who by the way was not in the West Indies team for 2 years, yet we put him into the side as captain. He hasn't made a run, and he does not qualify based on his performances. As you know, he's been very terrible since he's come back. So that is a question. That is a good question. I'm hearing that there's some talk that Justin Graves may be given the job. So when you come down to Justin Graves, possibly captain of the West Indies, and of course you look at a Chase who really shouldn't captain the side, and Kevin Inblack is not making runs. I think the point has to be we've got a crisis of leadership.
Definitely. And really, it's a troublesome situation. Very troublesome, because I have been following the cricket. I'm trying to wonder about who is going to captain the West Indies.
Sheho?
Well, I would think he would be the best person, but I do not know what's the reason why he doesn't want to be all-format captain. I mean, I don't understand it.
I understand he was offered, and he said no, he preferred just to do the white ball stuff. So we got a crisis.
Yeah.
We may have to bring back Sir Clive Lloyd.
You know, but Andrew, going back to regional cricket, we saw what's his name, the youngster from Jamaica making a couple centuries. That's Mackenzie.
Yes.
Campbell, we saw that. And
he looks good.
It's whether he will be brought back.
And obviously, well, based on his performances, I mean, if you're going to get into the side based on performances, he, I think, would be one that would have to be considered. I saw him, he batted very well against a pretty ordinary Barbados attack. I mean, when Barbados could play two left-arm spinners and an off spinner in the same side, then God help us. I mean, a country that's produced so many great fast bowlers. And, you know, the pitches in Jamaica were flat, but he made a run. So I agree with you, he will have to be considered. What's happening to Athanaze, by the way?
Well, he didn't have a good season. He made 2 half centuries in the last game. I know he's off to India. He's part of the CPL franchise from St. Kitts. I know they're going there for some training, but in all fairness, Andrew, he hasn't made runs for a while. So he would, well, with just a squad being selected, he wasn't selected. So
Sibo, would you have put him in that squad?
No. Well, in all fairness, he hasn't performed. So I don't think people can really argue his case now.
Would you put Joel Andrew?
No, at all. How he got selected is shocking to me because that youngster hasn't made runs. So why is he on the team? I mean, we have to be fair.
No, but Andrew, I wonder if this, you know, putting in and taking out and putting in, if that does something to the confidence of these young players. Because it seems to me that Joel Andrew has the talent, or he's demonstrated some capabilities, but the fact that, you know, he and Athanaze and others are, you know, 1 year they're in, the next day out, I mean, to me that is one of the major problems there. These young players are not given sufficient time to prove their worth at that level, and could that be one of the things that's impacting their confidence levels? And we see now that, you know, when you expect them to be performing, they're not.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you this. I know that Darren Sammy likes Joel Andrews a lot. And in fact, I'm told that he believes that he's certainly a player for the future. There's no question about his ability, but as Sibo says, you really got to make runs. I saw him in the under-19 tournament. He made 1 or 2 good scores, but then he gave his hand away so easily.
Yeah, correct. That's true.
He seems to be so nonchalant. So you know, and there is a suggestion too that perhaps he's playing too much white ball cricket. He should get an opportunity to play in the red ball and develop his game. And that is a concern I know in Antigua.
Question. You just mentioned about ball, cricket ball, white ball. What's the difference? What is the difference between this white ball and this red ball? Why should a batsman have difficulty? All right. Why, Mr. Mason, why should a batsman have difficulty with the white ball and the red ball?
Well, of course, for the red ball, it demands much more concentration, and you would find that maybe there's some cricketers that would play red ball cricket and wouldn't play white. Let's use a player like Craig Brathwaite. You wouldn't expect Craig Brathwaite to play white ball cricket for the West Indies, and when he was doing pretty well, he would play red ball cricket because of the concentration levels. Of course, the white ball, you know, is hit and run. And there are some players who are quite adapted to that kind of cricket. And, you know, the ODIs and the T20s. There are some cricketers that will play ODI cricket but wouldn't play T20 cricket. And, you know, a lot of white ball cricket is being played. So I think it has a lot to do with skill as well. There's some cricketers who play the red ball game that may not be able to get the ball off the square like a Craig Brathwaite. So there is a difference. And clearly, although I'm not quite sure that I would have picked a John Campbell for what, but I'm looking at the squad now. I would certainly not have picked him, but I suppose he's picked because we maybe don't have anybody else.
Don't you think?
We're in trouble, you know. We're in trouble.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Go ahead, Lobla. Go ahead.
Yes. You know, as I just said a while ago with the white ball and the red ball, do you think the players like Sebastian and the rest, you think they would have the same problem with the white ball and the red ball?
Well, but you're talking about different cricketers, you know. I would think that a Viv Richards, well, let's give Mr. Sir Vivian Richards, would have made runs in T20 cricket. A Clive Lloyd, you know. You're talking about super cricketers, you know. So don't make the mistake of making the comparison, sir.
Very well said. Very well said.
No, but don't you think that the players before they spend more time was spent, all right, developing their game than the players
Yes,
today?
yeah, and they're much better. Cricket was in their veins. They were much more prepared, much more disciplined as well. Remember, those great cricketers actually, in addition to playing in the Caribbean, went and played a lot of cricket in England.
Correct.
You know, and that really helped them tremendously. There's no question about that, and they always talk about it. So you really can't compare those great cricketers in the past with the ones that we have now. I mean, the reality is that some of them are not as disciplined, some of them are not as skilled as the players of the past.
Andrew, in less than 2 weeks, international cricket will be played. What are you hearing about the sale of tickets in Jamaica?
Well, we had, again, on my show on Tuesday night that Mr. Loebach should listen to. You should encourage him to listen to the show, along with Mr. Fontaine. But then again, Mr. Fontaine may be out campaigning. Right. Well, you know, the president of the board was on the show, your good friend Dr. Donovan Bennett, and he said
the president of the JCA, right? JCA.
Yeah, the JCA. He was saying that he has to get the machine from Antigua. It hadn't come as yet. You heard him say that, huh? Didn't you? Can you imagine that? Not a ticket has been sold so far in Jamaica. Unbelievable. But then again, they made their CEO, Mr. Courtney Francis, redundant. And also, the president of the JCA, Dr. Bennett, said he's now running the JCA. Can you imagine? So the president is also the CEO.
Yeah. You know, cricket in the Caribbean really isn't the best now, you know. You have the president of the board now who is a minister, probably doesn't even know what's going on. In fact, we saw videos of him recently in St. Lucia partying at the St. Lucia Jazz, not concerned with matches. Pitch preparation is a problem. Nobody's watching cricket. All sorts of nonsense is going on, and the authorities they don't care.
Yeah, they don't. And you know, Dr. Fontaine would tell you about this. We don't have a culture of resigning in the Caribbean.
Yeah,
I think that Dr. Shallow should be so embarrassed that he should really resign.
Yes.
I mean, how can you preside over all of this? And I understand the board is broke.
Yes, and Andrew, I was wondering, they've taken to calling the West Indies team to Sri Lanka as the emerging team tour. Is there any specific reason for this? I mean, what is the difference?
What is the academy that's going to Sri Lanka?
The academy.
The academy that's going to
the
academy team. No. It's the academy team that will be going to Sri Lanka. I think it's in June, July. Yeah. The academy team. The academy team. Yeah. Andrew. Go ahead, Lobby. You want to say something?
Yes, Sebastian. I'm coming back on Tyson. Is there any? You have been talking about. You were impressed. I saw with him. I saw one game he played, but who in Dominica presently is working with him, because fast bowling is hard work. It's hard work. It's not just what we have seen. Our present fast bowlers, they always have some problem early. All right, very, 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 very early. Who are you aware of anybody working with Tyson?
Doctor, let's take this call. I'll probably answer you. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm so happy you get my call, man. How are you this evening?
Good evening. Okay, I'm good.
Yeah, okay, good. Sibo, I have a couple questions there. One for you and one for Mr. Manson.
Mr. Mason.
I would say on the test team, I do not think that Hodge has failed. I mean, Hodge has scored a century in Australia. Recently, he scored a century in New Zealand.
Yes.
I also think Asanias. Yes, I also think that Asanias has scored a 92 in Australia. And granted, at your level, Sibo, 27, 46, 47 may not cut the thing, but comparable to the rest of the team, I find he has secured his pick. That's my view.
Who has secured his pick?
So
who are you referring to? Hodge or Afanas?
I would.
Which one are you saying has secured his pick? Which one you saying has secured his pick? Which one of them?
I am considering for you to consider that both of them have a pick on West Indies.
No, well, caller, let us be real with that. What I'm saying, you're Dominican, and I know where you're going with that. If we're going to be real, I mean, Afanas has played, 17 test matches, right? He's averaging 20-something. Yes. Let us be real. I mean, to be fair, he hasn't made 100, he's played 20-something. He's batted for 30-odd innings. So to say he has secured his pick, I don't think you're correct at all. I mean, we're being fair. We have to be fair.
Okay, well, with the short time I have, I will say this. If we have to look on the team, in the last 2 years, I would say, look at the average. Please consider what I'm saying. I would say Shea Hope is the only batsman that have a respectful average, and I could be corrected, but I would think Afanas is either number 3, considering the other team. Yes, and this Caribbean Championship, he missed a game because of injury, and in the 2 games he played, he scored.
He didn't miss a game. He didn't miss a game. He missed an inning. He missed an inning. He got hit. There was a concussion sub for him. He didn't miss a game. He missed an inning.
Well, I am just trying to make a case for him.
No, you had a question for Mr. Basil. Go ahead. Let him have it. Let go to Mr. Basil.
No, I'm serious, man, because if you look at the other seasons, even against Bangladesh and New Zealand, I mean, nobody can say someone scoring 28, 22 is a batsman score to be playing for the West Indies. Absolutely not. Look at Sebastian would have scored more than that. But comparable to the rest of the team, I would say Shea Hope, yes. And so I would say give Afanas another chance, give Hodge another chance. That's my contribution tonight.
Okay. Well, I think Hodge will be wrong in terms of test matches. I can't see them.
Yeah, of course, I expect him to play. Yeah.
So I think the caller, we have to make that distinction. Hodge definitely will be wrong for the test matches. And I think the caller is making an interesting point. I mean, although Afanas hasn't set the world on fire, I certainly would have picked him before John Campbell. I would
for the white ball, right? For white ball.
The white ball, yes. I would have picked him before John Campbell because he can open the innings as well. I mean, the general point has to be made. You expected more. But I'm not for this white ball. I'm not sure where they're going with John Campbell.
Yeah. Okay, Andrew. Well, I think we don't want to keep you too long. I know you. I don't think you're going to Oystins tonight. You're going to get home. So thank you so much.
But Oystins is normally on a Friday night.
Yeah, Friday and Saturday. I know. That's why I said no. You're not going there tonight. It's Friday and Saturday. So Andrew, thank you so much for joining us. Always nice to have you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you very much indeed, and good night to Dr. Fontaine. I want to come in Dominican campaign with you, sir.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you for this offer. I'll take you up on that. Definitely, Andrew, I will.
And of course, you know that we're from the same party. Have a good night, gentlemen.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Right, let's take a break now. Let's take a break now.
Where in Roseau, Kimatabis, you can just walk in and order all your chicken parts, wholesale, and even enjoy retail. It's at AC Shillingford. All chicken parts available that you can afford. Fresh breast. And you know breast is best. Shillingford wings have muscle. After you eat it, you can fly. As for Shillingford chicken drumsticks, even swinging stars just order drumsticks from Shillingford. And for those of you who love Risapul, AC Shillingford keeps your belly full. Buy your chicken wholesale at AC Shillingford. From wings to thighs to drums to breasts to backs to necks, it's available. It's always available and it's affordable. Plus, you've got pork feet, ham and turkey, bull foot, chicken nuggets, pepperoni, all those right seasonings to make your kitchen keep on ticking. Buy your wholesale chicken at AC Shillingford. When you think of chicken, think of AC Shillingford. Always ready.
The economic fabric of Dominica revolves at AC Shillingford and Company. For timeless, trusted, dependable, comprehensive insurance coverage, it has to be New India Insurance. Need anything overseas? Shopbox Dominican Isle of Freight is your advance on-time delivery right to your doorstep. For super savings in all your groceries, come to ACS Super Shopping Center for laundry, groceries, cooking, beverages, and event supplies on King Jonathan Street. ACS 7-Eleven on High Street supplying your everyday essentials. Fill up your vehicle gas tanks, get your cooking gas, and top-ups of all kinds. Or go to 7-Eleven Portersville, where the best kept secret is conveniently located upstairs in the confidential escape or staycation self-contained accommodations at the Porter's Place. AC Shillingford, where you spend less and get more.
Looking for a quiet, relaxing place to stay? Call Porter's Place Guest House. Leaving the office late and need somewhere close to town? Call Porter's Place Guest House. Have business clients coming in and need accommodation? Call Porter's Place Guest House. Looking for group accommodation? Call Porter's Place Guest House. Located at 37 Goodwill Road in Portersville, upstairs ACS Supermarket. Enjoy our semi-self-contained rooms with private washroom, bathroom, Wi-Fi, air condition, cable network, mini refrigerator, all in a non-smoking environment. Call or WhatsApp at 1767-275-1899 or email us at info@portersplaceguesthouse.com to make your reservations. Porter's Place, your home away from home. Fit for a king, a queen, and all their royal subjects. When you want the bed, what you do? Shop at SCA. Better than the rest. Go shop at SCA. And they all gone well. Shop at SCA. You get more for life. Shop at SCA. Shop at SCA. Yeah, shop at SCA. Shop at SCA. What is this? Shop at SCA. SCS family, customer friendly. Different locations, it's so convenient. And our prices, they are the nicest. That's where you belong. So tell your mama, tell your papa, shop at SCA. Tell your son and your daughter, shop at SCA. Auntie, nan, and cousin, friend, open power, all of them. Friend, boyfriend, side, what? Shop at SCA. Shop at SCA. Shop at SCA. Shop at SCA. Check us out at Portersville, High Street, and downtown Rose.
Yes, we're back and we're going to be talking local cricket. But before we do that, guys, for people who didn't get the scores of the match which ended yesterday, Trinidad batted first, made 260. Jaden Seals, batting at number 11, made 17 not out. Trinidad at one table was 60 for 7. He made 17 not out. Kima Paul took 3 for 28. Guyana replied with 247. Kima Paul made 49. Van Lang made 50, the young boy who played in the World Cup. Jaden Seals took 4 for 56. Trinidad batting a second time made 267. Evan Lewis made 122. And Django made 48. Kimo Paul again took 3 for 47. Guyana bowled out for 139 second inning. Kevlin Anderson made 41. Seals took 3 for 41. Hines 3 for 20. Trinidad were declared champions yesterday. Right. We're going to be talking local cricket. We should be speaking to David Johnson, who is the Assistant Secretary Treasurer of the association. Also, Sam Cannon supposed to be joining us. Mr. Johnson, are you there?
Yes, I'm there. Again, good evening again.
Sam Cannon, are you there? Do we have you?
Yes.
No. Huh?
Yes, it's on.
Oh, Sam Cannon, you sure he's on? Sham, are you there?
No. That Sham isn't on.
Right. David Johnson, right. Let's come to you now.
Yeah, how are you doing, sir?
The cricket season was supposed to have started last week, right?
Yeah, last week, actually.
Right. The first match of the season, a team loses by default. Now we're in May. When I played cricket, before I played, I heard about cricket. People started cricket January. By May, June, cricket was ending. The season starts and a team cannot fill a team. Now that team, your team, the Portsmouth team, has all the facilities. They have the building where they could have meetings. They have the internet thing, and you couldn't fill a team. Mr. Johnson, what is really going on in local cricket? Tell us.
Okay, firstly, I just want to make a correction. I'm managing the Granby Colts. You said
the manager of the Granby Colts.
Yeah, actually. I'm a cricket administrator, so we went to the Portsmouth team. I'm always there to help whoever needs help. So I can only assist them in terms of management or the structure, the club, whatever it is. But glad to tell you, I'm putting a record as the manager and the Granby Colts.
Okay. Yeah. I didn't know that. I know you're a Portsmouth man, and well, not a Portsmouth, and that sort of thing.
And it's so much you can do as a cricket association / cricket administrator. It's all there to the responsibility of the club to make sure that their club is well structured and is well organized and have their team in preparation for the upcoming season. But in saying that, also, I think the association has also a role to play in actually finding out the status of the clubs. I mean, if they have any challenges, disadvantages, advantage, whatever it is. I could say we could come in there as an association to at least to come into if they have any challenges. Club may have challenges. This association should come in and assist any way they can. It's sad to see that on the first game one of the first games of the season last weekend, one of the games have to be called off. I mean, other team have to be won by default. I was at the ground actually, and the only member at the ground. I mean, I witnessed that situation. I felt really, really bad as an administrator, and it's not looking good for cricket in Dominica. I mean, come on. I mean, as you say, cricket normally starts in January. I think me personally believe that it should start in January. I mean, starting in cricket in May. I mean, that's way beyond it. I mean, that should be the winding down of your cricket season. I would say that on record. I mean, I'm proud to say that. I want the world to hear me saying that actually, that starting in cricket, it puts the association at a disadvantage because leading up to this summer, I mean, you have a lot of activities, players moving in and out, having tournaments. I mean, we have activities around those times. But I would probably say that we should have started the cricket in January. I mean, I know we had some challenges. We couldn't start in January, but we should try our best association next time around to start it in January.
Yeah, Mr. Johnson, I'm glad you mentioned that because that was my question to you. I was going to ask, is there any reason why you would start a league in the rainy season? Because the dry season runs from December to May.
From last year, we have a bit of backlog in terms of challenges in hosting, structuring the cricket. And here and there you have, remember last in 2025, we had a serious issue in teams in registering, actually coming up and registering. So it pushed back the 2025 season way down somewhere in April, May last year. And then we had the intermediate league to run, and that ran us down to late in 2025. So that allowed the association to have some setbacks in terms of starting on point in 2026. But barring that, I believe we as association should actually encounter those challenges, deal with those challenges, and see if that we can put something in place that we could actually start cricket in January. I mean, no excuses there, but I mean, the ball is in our court. We have to do what we have to do because starting the cricket in May, it's really, it's not good.
It's not good, and also I agree. And then also outside of the league, I can tell you, I met a national cricketer, under-19 cricketer, a few days ago, and he was telling me that there's a good chance that they'll be traveling in June. I think he said June or July, and he goes on to tell me that he's not played one day of cricket in the four or 5 months of the year. And what he was saying was, they blame us when we go overseas and we don't perform, but here it is, they're not helping us. And there's a young man who obviously realizes where the problem is. I mean, what kind of programs or activities does the association have in place for for members of those national teams. I mean, if you're going to have a team go out and go out to some competition next month and they've not played a stroke of cricket, how are they going to perform? I was in Barbados recently, and guys were out there knocking in the nets and playing, and everywhere you go, they're playing cricket. And I'm not seeing that in Dominica. So how can we really expect to compete even regionally when we have that kind of laid back attitude? I mean, that's the way you learn. You learn by playing and practicing. And if our guys are denied those practice, I know you said the ownership and the teams and so on and the clubs to do that, but shouldn't the association take some responsibility, especially for our national players?
Well, what I would say, I mean, I encounter the same issue. I mean, I'm on the ground 24/7. I mean, the players talking to me, they have that concern. I everywhere. I always at the ground. I always meeting players. They tell me their challenges, and I have been facing their challenges, and I taking the blues. I taking the blame. To tell you, I absorbing everything. I getting a lot of blues. So that, I mean, unfortunate, as I see, he's right past 4 or 5 months, the middle of the season, we should have some cricket. But as I tell you, the association actually encountered some issues last year, some challenges last year. And that allowed the association to start cricket in that time of the year. In terms of the tournament, I would believe that that player could be maybe, would be engaged some regional tournament, not know whether if it's under 19, because I know we have 3 players from that made the under 19 team. I'm from the Winwood under 19 tournament. I'm not too sure what tournament the guy you're talking about, but in fact, as an association, whether it's cricket or football, you should at least have your fringe players, elite players, whether it's under 19, under 15, always in training. You should have a program for them so they always be playing cricket, whether it's off season, in season. You should have a program for them so they always be in touch, have some games, have some match scenarios and stuff like that. That should be done. That is something standard as a cricket administrator, whether it's a football, basketball, anything. Your players should always be in some way or other. I mean, I'm talking about our fringe players, our elite players, whether in the under 23, under 19, under 15, senior.
So what prevents the association? What prevents the association from organizing this and doing it? I mean, the onus is really new on the association.
Yeah. I mean, that is basic. That is standard. Really, and remember, I'm only one person there, and that's my view on it. That's my view on it. Others may think different, others may be same, may think just like me. But I believe that, I support that we should have some program in like that. Players going out there and have to take part in some sub-regional or regional tournament. They should have some form of practice or training or match scenario or match it itself or some cricket, or the cricket season actually should be going on and stuff like that. I mean, you are right on that. But as I said, the association have its challenges, some serious challenges and stuff like that, leading up to last year, up to this year. So that allowed the association to really have some backlog of things that's supposed to be done, and it put us on the back foot.
Question. The facility in the stadium, the training facility in the stadium, is it still accessible?
Well, the facility at the stadium, remember the stadium has a board of directors, and the stadium is owned by the government. So if anyone want to use the stadium, the stadium facility like the indoor nets, they'll have to go through the right and procedures. Actually write a letter to the stadium management, and then with an attached schedule, whether it's a team or individual, I think you have to write for the product to get permission to use that. I was at the stadium today, and the condition at the indoor nets is not the best. I can tell you, it's not the best. Probably due to the ongoing works at the stadium. I'm not seeing why it shouldn't be at some conditions for players to train or practice, whatever it is, but it should be actually. But as I say, if you want to use it, there's a way, there's some procedures you have to go through to use it. But it's there to be used. But you cannot just go and just use it just like that. If you have a structured, well-planned program or whatever it is, whether it's a team, whether it's an individual, whatever it is, I mean.
Well, just now, the question I have, I cannot, seriously, I trying to understand you there. The Cricket Association office is in the stadium, isn't right?
Yes.
Is there any member of the Cricket Association on the board of directors?
Or is it, from my understanding, no. I could be wrong. I subject to correction.
But at the same time, if I was on a member of the Cricket Association. We're in the stadium. It'll be the responsibility of the executive to assist, to find some sort of assistance where the players, the players can use there. Seriously, that's what I would have done. That's what I would have done. I would try to identify, and I'm certainly sure about that. The role. If I was in the association, I would have gone out of my that what I would have done.
Yeah, if you whether it's an association want to use there or any player, they still have to go through the procedure.
Nobody, yes, but what I'm saying is this: yes, I would make it my responsibility, all right, to take on my own, all right, to write or to meet the board, have a one-on-one discussion with the person in charge, the manager of the association of the stadium. That's what I would have done, because you are right there. The cricket office is right in the stadium.
Yeah,
it's for cricket.
What actually could be done as an association for the benefit of the players? You have to actually make sure that go to the stadium, have a discussion with them, write a letter to them, tell them, hey, you want that in the outdoor facility in a state of readiness in the event that any of our players or teams want to practice. It should be at all times in a state of readiness. In terms of whether it's the concrete strip or whether it's the turf, it should be. I think that's the responsible association. I think I support on that can be done. It should be done actually.
Because you all could identify example. I would identify some of our top youth players or senior players and see, if they can get some activities, because here you have this young man up, who has concerns that he hasn't been involved in cricket. He has been involved in cricket. Something has to be done.
David Johnson, you're a member of the association. Last week, the Cricket Association had a press conference. They have a sponsor who presented money. Now, I know we live in a that a lot of the teams, because we don't have clubs in the cricket, they not organized. Teams don't practice. In fact, some of these teams, or all of them, looking to play when they're playing to practice. Don't you guys pay attention to this sort of thing? Hold on, you'll answer the question. Let's take this caller when you come back. Let's take this caller. Good evening. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Yeah, don't listen to your radio. Make your point, because you don't put up your radio. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I watched the under 23 that Barbados team against Dominica last week. I watched the 3 games, and I watched the two 20s. And I watched the Barbados players. It's like they're from another planet compared to our players. Sense of batting, discipline, bowling. Well, on our bowling side, I only saw one spear bowler, was that Fountain fella, medium pace. Our batsmen, for our fielding, the fellas are not chasing, they're not running after the ball, they're jogging after the ball. If you watch the Bajan fellas, 3 fellas converging on a ball. Not one player chasing it, 3 of them chasing it. Right? One behind, one in front, one in place. The discipline, the bowler, and when I used to play cricket early on, I know when a bowler is bowling, you walk in. Our fellas are standing. They're not moving. Now, that is one part of it. But I don't know if it's the way they are trained. I have not seen any encouragement. I went and saw. They told me you are just left. I don't know if you remember last time I spoke about the PA system. There was no PA system. Somebody on your program, some manager said that there would be a PA system. That never happened. So the following day, I have a PA system, a very good one that I use when I went up for election. Right? I spoke to Mano. Mano told me you spoke to him.
Yeah, I did tell him. I did tell them about that.
Mano spoke to me on the stand, and Mano said, well, bring the PA system now, next day. Lunchtime. I brought the PA system, and I went on the stand, because I rather sitting on the south stand, it's cooler, the pavilion is hot. But I stayed there to show the fellas how to use the PA system. You know, Sibo, they never use the PA system.
Yeah, I was upset about that when I was told that. I did say, I spoke to Nanton, we had Johnson as well, and I told them that you guys, people sitting there, they don't know who's coming to bat. I did say you had one. They told me they were going to get it. So when I was told that you took it, I said, but you're right. If he brings it there and you're not using it, I told him I would do the same thing you did. Because you brought it, you gave it to them, and they have it packed in the pavilion. What's the point? So
Roger goes into the Empire. Roger said, but use the thing between overs and whatnot. First and foremost, they say, the PA system is too loud. Have it too loud. I said, but all up to this turn it on. Then Roger said, well, why are you not using PA system between overs? The guy that was doing it told Rogers, well, come and do it. You come and do it. I stayed there until the end of the game, and I took my PA system home.
No, you're correct. I think you're right. I would have done the same thing.
Next, the man who said, but because of the PA system, I said, but those guys didn't use this. I'm not wasting my time. I brought my PA system. But, I saw so many things wrong in that game, Sibo. And I don't want to speak about it on the air.
No, I was there too most of the time. I was there.
I must have been to you when I meet you.
Okay, no problem.
But management is poor.
No, you're right. There's no leadership. There's no leadership in the cricket association.
Order. I mean, you can even blame the youngsters because there's nobody managing them. Even after an inning, and you see Barbados pace bowler, the old pace bowler, what's his name?
No, this spinner, Ben Sulaiman. Ben.
Spinner,
left-hand spinner.
Yeah, going around, talking, watching. We have nothing like that. A player get out, a player's going to, but nobody speaks to them. So I don't know what the management is. I don't know what kind of management we have. Management, we are not absolutely going nowhere at all. It was very, 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 I was very, very disappointed. And, I love cricket. I've played all my life. I've cricketed here. I played good cricket in England. I came back. I was coaching them fellas. When fellas come, they say, they're not professionals. They just come for a sweat. I said, if you come for sweat, go down in the bush. And I finished that tournament.
Okay, thank you, man. Thank you, Mika. We coming to the Thank you.
Yeah, okay then. Anyway, I was very disappointed with management.
Myself as well.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah,
David Johnson, we come to the program. Which teams are playing this weekend?
This weekend we have the Tremors playing in the Nagico Northern Stars Sports Club at Benji's Park.
Right.
We have the Omnium Plus Maho playing the Signman Kalinago Blasters at Bondican Gardens. The game starts at 1 p.m. on Saturday, and the following day it's at 10 a.m. It's a two-day match. Actually.
Any game at Grand Bay?
Well, they have a fair in Grand Bay, so they can have cricket there, I guess.
No, I think due to some activities scheduled for this weekend at the Grand Bay. They're
going to see you. They go to see you on Pentecost. So, yeah. We have a couple of callers. Let's take them before we close. We're going to close. Let's take one caller and then we have to close. Good evening.
Yes, Sibo, good evening. Good evening to Dr. Fountain and good evening to Logan. Sorry, I got well towards the end of the program because what I have to say is lengthy, so I'll try to say it next week, God's willing. But what I want to say is that I put the blame of the state cricket and sport generally solely on the shoulder of the youth. Roosevelt Skerrit administration has been in office for the past 25 years, the Labour Party. Next week, I'll expound on that.
Okay, no problem. Okay, David, we come to the end next week. We'll contact you again. Obviously, you have the results of the matches to give listeners. So next week, we'll have you on again. Thank you very much, okay?
Okay,
right.
You're welcome. Thanks again.
Thank you. Right, guys, we come to the end. Guys, listen. The NBA continues. Tonight, you have the Knicks playing the Cleveland. Kunin sent Cleveland 2 nights ago, leading with up to the fourth quarter by 22 points and lost the game. And last night, we had, the Thunder beating the Spurs. The French Open, guys, starts this weekend. Carlos Alcaraz will not be playing this year. As you know, he has this wrist injury. So it paves the way for Yannick Sinner to win the French Open this weekend.
And Sibo, do you follow NASCAR at all?
I see Michael Jordan is doing well, making money again.
One of the most famous guys just died suddenly, Kyle Busch.
You serious?
Yeah.
Well, is it Michael Jordan's? You know Michael Jordan
Yes,
into
that team, yes,
NASCAR racing
yes,
as well,
yes,
right?
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
And wow.
One of the most prominent guys there.
And soon the business end of the IPL next week. Sunday, all the preliminary matches finish, and next week you have the playoff, and the finals of the IPL will be next Saturday. So a lot of interesting sports. As I say, there's basketball tonight. There is all the English Premier League, but the final matches of the season will be at 11 o'clock on Saturday. Spurs or West Ham, one of these two teams will be relegated. So right on behalf of Dr. Fontaine, Emmanuel Loblack, I want to say good night to everybody. We will be back here next week, Thursday. Good night.
Mm-mm-mm-mm.